What old person things do you do? Well, I'm 67, so everything? Username checks out. Check the obituaries in the paper every morning to be sure I am not listed. I am 81. I'm absolutely floored by the amount of old folks on Reddit. Glad you'll come to hang. I was just telling my wife this. I'm amazed. And you'd never know if they didn't say it. I just want to tell my fellow teenagers that I am, indeed, a fellow youth who is down with their mother, or something that sounds like what those punk teenagers on my lawn keep shouting at me, with their hippity hop noise music and their razor scootalongs. Complain when people come over after 7 PM. When I became a parent and I spent about an hour putting my son to sleep, I want to punch people talk loudly outside. I can hear everything you are saying. STFU. White noise machine. My friend got one when she had her baby. Then our dog was keeping us up at night chewing and scratching before we got his allergies under control, so I bought one to hide the gross noises he made. Years later we sleep with it on every night. It's great. And good for daytime naps. Highly recommend it. I'm 24 and sometimes my boyfriend doesn't come over until after 7 and sometimes that irks me. Like, you know, I'm going to pass out in a couple of hours. Please come over earlier so we can do crap and spend time together. I don't even like phone calls after 7 PM. Texts are okay, but if you text me at midnight we're going to have a come to Jesus meeting. It better be an emergency. Go grocery shopping early in the morning. Old people know what is up on that front. No lines. There and back home in 30 minutes. Yep. This one. Or I go around midnight. Most the grocery stores where I live close at 11 PM, and I'm walking in at 10:30, go and get exactly what I want, and leave in 15 minutes with my week's worth of groceries. Or I order online, because crap people. Edit, when I say crap people, I don't mean the employees. I worked in a grocery store, as a cashier, 4 years and respect the employees. By crap people, I mean the mouth breather customers who piss me off. Help, no store is open past 5:30 for me. Edit, never mind, I'm a dummy, I was thinking of the big shopping centers. Some grocery stores close at about 9 PM here. I've just never been shopping at that time because we usually go shopping in the big shopping centers to do all the shopping at once. 47 and noticed the old age stuff happening a few years ago. Early to bed, less jeans, more comfy pants, tea instead of coffee, hold my books farther away and love when plans cancel and I can't stay home. The last thing is universal, I believe. Canceling plans is like heroin. See John Mulaney. That tall man with feminine hips was so spot on with this one. Never touched heroin, but if it is anything like the feeling I get when something gets cancelled, then I see why people keep doing it. Eye doctor here. You have presbyopia and need reading glasses. This is one of the few times I can say this over the phone, simply because this diagnosis applies to essentially everyone over the age of 40. I have a similar issue, but I'm counting on my arms getting longer, because I always forget my reading glasses. My teen threatens to get me a chain to keep my glasses around my neck so I don't keep losing them. I eat like an old person. I love Grape Nuts cereal, green bean casserole, Werther's Original, cream of wheat, corned beef hash, and especially butter pecan ice cream. I've been known to order meatloaf at restaurants. Werther's Original. I'm a receptionist and I keep these in my candy dish all the time. My best friend called them old people candy, and I shot her the dirtiest look ever. Like, don't judge my wonderful delicious candy. Butter pecan is my go-to feel-good flavor. I remember it being my papa's grandfather favorite flavor and he was always able to make me laugh. I miss him a lot still. He passed away 2 years ago. When I have that flavor, it's comforting. Those all sound delicious. I have a bag of Werther's with me all the time. I offer one to someone at work the other day and they refused because they're old people candy. I'm like, crap, right they are. They've been making them for over 100 years because they're that good. I got angry at some kids running across my front yard last Halloween. I was this close to literally yelling. Get off my lawn before I stop myself. I'm 34. 34 is a bit young to become a member of the law enforcement. I told some kids to get off my lawn last spring. I had put down grass seed since the last people that lived here destroyed the lawn when they moved out. And I told the kids to please stay off because I was trying to grow grass. Had to yell at them because they didn't listen. Would have felt bad because they are not my kids, but they also picked up and dropped my dog after I told them they couldn't pick her up. I'm 38 and I get pretty mad at people being in my yard. But seriously, I was dealing with a mom and her 3 kids hanging out in my driveway and playing soccer in my lawn while they waited for their school bus every morning. I finally called the school district and told them to update the bus route sheet and to make the driver pick the damn kids up from their own driveway, which is literally across the street. Edit. I work for this school district. I know the bus was breaking policy by not picking the kids up from their own property. For safety reasons, all students must be picked up from their property. What prompted me to do so was the sudden realization that if the kids, or the mom, fall and get hurt on my property, they can actually sue me and potentially win. Honestly, people should stay off our lawns because one slip and it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Also, how inconsiderate is a person to just assume they can let their kids play soccer in your yard? I didn't even know these people. I'll be 75 in May, so everything. I browse Reddit while sitting in my recliner with my feet up so my legs don't swell. 60 here. I'm happy to find I'm not the oldest around. Hats off to you and enjoy your Reddit. 60 to here. Lol. At 54 I actually feel like a young Redditor right now, not gonna lie, but I also feel like I found my people. Go to bed early, sometimes like having dinner before 6, wear talcum powder to bed, also wear nighties to bed, wear granny stockings under all of my work clothes, they save my work shoes from smelling okay, and keep tissues up my sleeve in my bra. I grew up with my grandmother, and worked in aged care for 5 years. I have been well trained. Why do you wear talcum powder to bed? What do you define as granny stockings? I need tips. My grannies both died when I was very young, so I didn't get much granny wisdom. Talcum powder, especially lavender, smells amazing, haha. Also stops me from sweating too much. Granny stockings, they're like normal stockings pantyhose but the knee-high ones. I wear them to stop my shoes from stinking, haha. I left work early so I could open up my new vacuum that was delivered today. I'm super excited to vacuum my whole house. Maybe when I'm done I'll put plastic on the couch and plastic runners on the floor to keep the house more tidy. Edit. Thanks everyone for the upvotes. To answer some questions, it was not a Dyson. It's an off-brand I found in Amazon that had good reviews. But I did vacuum the downstairs and feel so much better for it. I'll have to let it charge before I tackle the upstairs. My grandpa would always look out the window with his hands behind his back before walking around the house, whistling. He passed away 10 years ago. My 2 years old does the exact same pattern, minus the whistling. My mother said I paced the floor like that, just like my grandfather that died 7 days before I was born. Could be in the genes. Awesome stories. It's fun to hear family similarities. Almost 30. I don't know who the freak famous people are these days. Edit. Holy crap, I didn't realize this comment would blow up. To be honest, yes, for the last 10 years at the least I just don't care. It's not important, and also Hollywood is really corrupt and most the celebrities now especially just are puppets. But I know I'm old because when I was 12, 13, 14 and would watch VMAs or something, my family would be like, who the hell is that bimbo? Blah blah. Now I'm doing that. There was a thread on here a few days ago of what song do you hate, and I hadn't heard of any of them. At first I was astounded, but then remembered that I haven't had cable since 2011, and haven't listened to the radio since whenever Pandora first became a thing. I haven't watched a show or movie or listened to almost any music in about a decade that I didn't select for myself. 21st century version of living under a rock, I guess. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like this video, so all your dreams can come true.